Hello everyone, it's me Liz. Today I will share with you about how to explain negative feelings and experience in front of interviewer. Well, do you remember what I told you before, that interviewers are super surprise attackers? Once they review their resume, your resume, they're going to ask you tons of questions. And of course, those questions are not going to be only happy and relaxed questions. They are smart and tricky enough to guide you to a tough situation. So the beginning will be like this. How were your teammates or colleagues? Well, were there any trouble? Have you ever argued with your friends and family? What is your weak point? Then some interviewee might say, I didn't have any trouble with others, or my colleagues and teammates were all kind and gentle. Or, I never argue with others. I don't have any weak point, and that's my only weak point. To seem perfect. But do you think the interviewers are going to believe that? I bet not. Because, if you tell these kind of answers, then they're going to start thinking you are hiding something and thinking that you are suspicious. So, once they start thinking that you are suspicious, then they're going to ask you more puzzled and challenging questions to see how you struggle to get away from the situation. Then, how can you answer to the question of asking you negative situations or feelings? Well, tell the truth, as long as it is not a critical weak point or main downside. Well, the critical main point and my main downside that I'm talking about here is your serious health issues or record of criminal activities and abnormal character. So back to the topic. Tell the honest answer, but not too honest. For example, a colleague that I hated, there was a colleague that I hated, but I didn't describe the person as the person I hate. So let me tell you my story. I told the interviewer that I liked my colleagues, but sometimes I felt it was not easy to work with one colleague due to some reasons. Then the interviewer asked the reason. So I told him, basically he's a humorous and kind person. However, he did not prefer talking to me. One of my colleagues told me that he kept thinking that it is unfair that the owner of the academy gave me the authority to decide curriculums and educational resources. Then the interviewer asked me how I handled it. So I gave him the answer. I knew that he thought everything was unfair, including my salary. So I tried not to make a situation that I have to explain something. However, I could feel that our relationship got worse, so I stopped talking to him in person. Instead, I tried to mingle with him when I was having a meeting with my colleagues. He wanted to seem like a nice guy to everyone, so I thought maybe he cannot treat me in a mean way in front of others. And it worked well. So the interviewer asked me again, how about the situation that you have to make an important decision? Well, I gave him the answer like this. Well, I used the same way. I brought up those issues when I had a meeting and convinced other colleagues to agree with my opinion first. Then he followed everyone. Then the interviewer asked me again, how was the relationship with him? Did it get any better? So I told him the truth. Honestly, no. But I'm happy that I didn't have any huge argument until I quit. Then we moved to another topic. So at the time, I really wanted to say that he was such an idiot. I hated him and I did my very best to stay away from him. And I feel terrible when I had to talk with him, but I didn't. So when you have to talk about your negative experience or feeling, try not to use those direct and negative words, but instead try to use soft words. Instead of using words hate, furious, terrible, and so on, try to use I don't prefer or something, because those direct and negative words make the listeners pessimistic and take a defensive attitude. So it is kind of a human instinct that we cannot help. For example, try to say I don't prefer instead of I hate or I don't like. and try to say I felt uncomfortable instead of I felt terrible. Yeah. So, plus, don't forget to tell the interviewer how you managed the situation and what kind of decision and solution you came up with. Then you'll be fine. Okay, so this is all for today. I'll bring some more tips for you for the final interview or for other situation. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see you again. Bye bye.